Good evening. I hope everyone had a great Wednesday, and I am ready to get started with my meal planning. So, for the past month, for the month of January, we've been doing To Be Mindset, and now I have asked my husband, so we have a trip coming up, To Be Mindset. I feel like it worked well. I plan on putting together a full review about it. But after being with Portion Fix for so long, it was kind of hard to shift my brain into the to be mindset, have you. And so I asked my husband, we're planning on going on a trip soon. So it's like, hey, what do you want to go back to? Do you want to keep doing to be mindset, or do you want to go to Portion Fix? And he said, I want to go back to Portion Fix. I feel like it was much more disciplined around it. So that is what we are going to start doing. And I like to do the what am I trying to say? The time nutrition. So kind of the 80-day obsession version of Portion Fix. You can do Portion Fix anyway, and I'm sure we'll kind of mix it around a little bit. But with time nutrition, I liked how it gives you the structure of exactly what containers to eat together and when to eat them. So as you can tell, I like a lot of structure. So for To Be Mindset, it was a little bit too much unstructured for me. So I really like the structure. So we're going to be going back to that. So it might take me a little bit longer since I haven't done Portion Fix in a while, and I'm not just following a meal plan like I was with To Be Mindsets, but I do have some things to help me make the meal planning go a little bit faster. So let's jump in, and I'm going to share my screen, and I've got so many things open, but we'll talk about them all. But if you have questions, feel free to ask as we go along. So the first thing I did was I popped open my 80-day obsession weekly meal plan, and where I actually got that from is I went to my own website. I actually use my own website as a resource for myself. So you're actually getting the things that I use. I'm just sharing them with you because I thought, well, if I'm making it anyway, I might as well share it with everybody. So that's kind of how what's working here started. So I actually went up into let's see, my weekly menu, and then I went to the drop down menu and found my 80-day obsession menus. And then since I don't plan menus really seasonally, but kind of sort of like in the summer, it's more like warm weather meals, and in the winter, it's more cool weather meals. So I went and found a February meal plan, and then I downloaded it and popped it up so that I could use that as the basis to start my meal planning. But let's look at last week's menu. Like I said, I've got so many things popped up right now, but we'll get through them all. Okay, so last week's menu, I always like to kind of tell you what we really ate and what we didn't eat and what we thought about it. So, and also be sure if you subscribe to the What's Working Here newsletter, so if you go to What's Working Here and there's a pop-up that'll come up, sorry if that's annoying, or there's a form on the side where you can sign up for my weekly newsletters, and I give you kind of full recipe reviews and some other tips and tricks and things like that. So we tried the berry cobbler oats. So the berry cobbler oats, that sounded really good to me. And then I realized it has egg whites in it. I'm not a fan of egg whites. I don't like the texture. I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste of egg whites. But I went ahead and made it for my husband because he does like egg whites. So I made it for my husband, and he didn't enjoy it either. So that one wasn't a good one. The bean pasta lo mein, it calls for a black bean pasta. I didn't find it at the store, so I used a chickpea pasta, which I've actually had before. So I made that, and it was pretty good. The Southwest chicken lettuce wraps, those turned out pretty good. I kind of overcooked the chicken a little bit because I used the thin sliced chicken breast, so that was on me. But it was pretty good. Let's see. Oh, the turkey meatballs over the zoodles marinara, that turned out really good. That was a yummy meal. And it also triggered my son to say, hey, can we have some meatballs with gravy? So this week I plan on adding Swedish meatballs to our meal plan this week. And then the jumbo burger salad, I just had my husband cook some burgers and I made a salad to go with it. So that wasn't too much of a new recipe. I have my shrimp thawing right now for tomorrow's Hawaiian pineapple shrimp, and I look forward to eating that. So that's kind of a rundown of last week's menu. And normally I've been using this menu to create the next week menu, but since we're doing containers, I'm actually going to use my template for the containers. So since it's already kind of got everything portioned out, and I'll know what to fill everything up with. And then you can find all the templates. So I'm in meal plan B. So for 80 Day Obsession, I did eating plan B. So that would also be the same for 21 Day Fix, or for 21 Day Fix is a little bit different. I have a chart. I think I have it shared on my website too. So if you go into, let me just show you where you can find things. Here we go. In the resource library, I'm going to show you something else I use too. So if you go to what's working here and you go to the resource library, you will need the password. So if you're a subscriber, you can get the password and put it in. And then you can find all the different templates and things that I've created. And like I've said, a lot of this I created for myself, and I just shared it with you because I figured, hey, if I think it's helpful, you might find it helpful too. So I put in there, let's see if I made it or not. So all of the different meal plan templates. So meal plan templates for A, B, C, D, E, F. Carb cycling templates, 80 Day Obsession, morning, noon, and night, because you know that your Time Nutrition works around a workout block. So depending on morning, noon, and night, I've got templates in there for that. I've got different meal options for the different color combinations. Okay. I don't think I have it, but I have I've created a Beachbody list. And if you're interested in it, let me know. But showing the differences in the container counts from 21 Day Fix versus 21 Day Fix Extreme versus 80 Day Obsession versus Lift 4 versus Transform 20. I think that's all the ones I did. But just kind of showing what the container counts are. So if you're switching plans, you can say, oh, well, I was eating plan A on 21 Day Fix and I'm eating plan A on Lift 4. Can I just use the same meal plans that I used before? So just showing you how those container counts pair up with each other. Okay, but one thing I did want to show you. Okay, so I've got my template here, and like I mentioned, I am meal plan B, and I'm using the Time Nutrition. So 80 Day Obsession, Ultimate Portion Fix, Time Nutrition, same thing. And so this is going to kind of give me a starting point as well, being able to pull up old menus. But the first thing I do whenever I menu plan is I like to I usually fill in the dates, but so we'll just go by the days and fill in any events so that you know what's coming up. So next week we have, I don't even know what to call this. So this is the first year our school has done. We did a fall break in October, but we still had Thanksgiving and Christmas break, which they call winter break. And now we've got this February break, which I don't know if you'd call it another winter break. And then we also have spring break. So we've got a lot of breaks this year. So next week we have a break coming up. I just need to make sure that I have lunch for my son and enough snacks here for him. And let's see, we've got football practice. And then I'm going to Dallas for a meeting next Friday, so I'll be sure to write that down. Let's see. Okay, so Sunday is the Super Bowl, so we'll also write that. We don't really do anything for Super Bowl anymore because this weekend my husband's part of a cook-off team, and it's always the weekend before Super Bowl, and so everybody gets real tired and hungover on Friday and Saturday, and so Sunday we just all want to chill out and not have to talk to each other. So that's what we do now. On Sundays we just hang out at our own house. Okay, so Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so Friday will be Dallas, and then I think Saturday, I think we start soccer, and we have a flag football game. Flag football. Okay. All right, so that is it for the calendar. So it's always good to write in your different activities so you know what you have coming up, so you can plan around it. So I know that I'm not going to plan to cook some big elaborate meal on Friday because I'm not going to be here to do that, and we won't be here to eat it. Okay, so Now I kind of do my meal planning the same way. I don't know, can you see my calendar? Here we go. I do my meal planning the same way for 80-day obsession that I do kind of regularly. I usually pick the same breakfast. So with the Time Nutrition, with the workout block, you can change it up. So usually your pre-workout meal is supposed to be your red, yellow, and green. But if you work out in the morning, it's kind of hard to I don't want to wake up and eat some eggs and a veggie and toast or something and then go work out. I don't have enough time for that. So instead, I wake up and I do my shake and then I work out and then from there, I go to my meal too. You know what? I just realized this is not my morning workout block. Okay, I'll fix that later. So when I first did 80-day obsession, I moved my workouts to lunchtime because 80-day obsession is an hour-long workout, and I wasn't having time to fit that in the morning, so I did it during lunchtime. I mean, I work from home, so I could really do it anytime, but I did it during my lunch hour. So that's why my pre-workout meal, I did have it like that. Let me see. I'm going to go back because I know I ended up switching it to mornings at some point. So I'll plan this now, and then I'm not going to make you sit through me redoing my meal plan. I'm going to pop open another meal plan that has it in the mornings, but I do keep my shake in the morning and then move my other meals around from there. So let's see. So just starting off, so for Super Bowl, we'll do the shake in the morning. And then, so I'll have usually the same breakfast every day. And then I'll pick a morning snack and I'll alternate that. So I'll pick 2 morning snacks. I've got the spinach, peaches, and cashews. So I literally put spinach, a container of spinach, a container of peaches, and then cashews. And then just eat that, and then carrots, hummus, and grapes is the other one. So I'll just rotate those so I have a little bit of variety throughout the week. And then I do also take my dinner from the night before and make that my lunch for the next day. All right, so let's just start going through. So I've got my Shakeology and then my morning snack, chicken and spinach quinoa salad with dressing and berries on the side. Yes, and that recipe is actually on my website as well. And then an egg and spinach wrap. That is easy and fast. That's something that's easy to meal prep as well. And then for Super Bowl, I'm actually going to probably make chili. And then we usually have it with corn chips. So probably not the best yellow, but it's going to be my yellow. Okay, so then I will copy that and then paste it over for my lunch the next day. And then I've already got my meal too, so that's going to alternate. I just ordered some more Recover too. So I set up, I don't know if you've seen, but I created a little smoothie station. So I have my Recover in a little container right by my Magic Bullet, so I could just pull everything out and get it right there and not have to go in my pantry. And so I thought I had a whole, a tub of Recover in the pantry that I could refill my little container with, but I ran out. So I've been needing that this week, so I'm looking forward to that coming in. Okay, and then the post-workout meal, the chicken asparagus pasta, that doesn't sound good to me. So something else that I like to use for my meal planning is I use my color combo meal cards, and these are also available on the website. But I can just go in and I can pull a card and find something. Yeah, I like this one better. I don't know if I want to do pasta. Let's do, I don't know if I want the bread either. I can do, so I did a wrap. Okay, then instead of the chicken asparagus pasta, I'll pull the ham and spinach pasta. So it's got it's pink because it's pork, and then it's got the colors, the container colors, the red, yellow, green, and teaspoon. And then on the back, it tells me what I need to make this recipe, the ingredients, so that when I sit down and make my grocery list, I can just flip over everything and then write down the list. So I'll swap that out. Ham and spinach pasta. and spinach pasta. And then, so I'll alternate those. So that'll be Monday, Wednesday. And Friday. I'm not going to probably take that with me on Friday. So I could take it with me. I don't think I'd want to keep that in my car, even in a cooler that long. So let's plan on grabbing a chicken wrap. And that's something that I could grab on the way home. Okay. And then meal 3, I'll just make out that day. Because you can follow Portion Fix and still eat out, which is nice. Okay, so back up here. And instead of an apple, well, I do have a bunch of apples too. I'm going to alternate an apple. Oh, I like an apple and banana. I'm going to alternate my apple with an orange because I got a whole bag of little oranges. I was very excited about this. I got a coupon from HEB that said free bag of oranges, which was like $6 for a bag of those little mini cutie oranges. And it said it was going to be free. And I was like, yeah, there's no way. But there was a way, and they are delicious. My son was even like, where did you get these? These are great. Orange. And what happens on this day? Oh, it looks like I moved things around on this day. And we'll make that in orange. Okay. Back up here. Okay, so for dinner on Monday, so if we're gonna have, okay, the chili, so that's gonna be made with meat. I like to mix up my meat and poultry and fish a little bit so it's not like meat all in a row. And since my son wanted Swedish meatballs, I am going to not do that Monday, but I was pulling through my card, looking through my cards earlier, and there was one that I saw that I wanted. Yes, the shrimp and turkey sausage gumbo with brown rice from Fixate. This is a good Fixate recipe. This is a good winter Fixate recipe as well because it's nice. It's a nice cozy meal. So it's got shrimp and some turkey sausage, so that'll break up my red meat. Shrimp and turkey sausage gumbo. And I think you can find that on Beachbody on demand. And brown rice. Brown rice. Okay, so then I will make that my lunch for Tuesday. Where's lunch? There we go. All right, so Monday's done. I've already got a snack for Tuesday, lunch, recover snack. I alternated that. Okay, so then Tuesday, we will have the Swedish meatballs. And so I couldn't remember, I knew that I've made Fixate Swedish meatballs, but I couldn't remember what the container counts were. So I went into my resource library, which, oh, did I close it? Well, let's go back to it. I went into my resource library. And went to my template or my Excel spreadsheet where I have the Fixate Volume 1 and Volume 2 recipes by container colors. So you can go and look them up. So I opened up, I think it's in Fixate Volume 2, yeah. So I went in, because then I was also looking for spaghetti squash. So you can just search. I searched Swedish and I found Swedish meatballs, and I see that they are, okay, oh, there's 2. So it's 1 red and half a yellow, but then there's another recipe for Swedish meatball stroganoff, and you have to have see, this is the one tricky thing about the Fixate recipe. So some of them you look at it, and so if you look at the Swedish meatball stroganoff recipe, you'll be like, oh, it only takes like 20 minutes, awesome. But then you read, oh, you need to go and make the Swedish meatballs first. So you're gonna need both of those recipes for this one. So I see that is actually a green, a red, 1.5 yellows, so it's a little over the red, yellow, green that I need. But you know what? that's okay. I can take maybe a half a yellow away earlier in the day, or I can just be okay with having an extra half a yellow. So, so you can go in. I have all of the Fixate, the volume 1 and volume 2 by container counts in here. So you can see kind of what they are and then what the actual container counts are. Because sometimes you'll say, oh, I'm going to do this recipe. And then with all of the color combo meal cards, they're all whole containers, if that makes sense. So instead of being like a 1.5, since most of your, especially for the Time Nutrition, it's one container of this, one container, one yellow, one red, one green. There's no really half containers in the Time Nutrition. So I wanted to make it easy to quickly find the solid containers and to make your meal plan. So you can see which ones are halves and things like that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna make that on Tuesday. All right, so that one is actually gonna be Swedish meatball stroganoff. And then for the orange container, I'm sometimes bad about the orange container, but when I did the elimination diet meal plan, I realized that meal plan had I almost felt like I was eating it like a bird at first, but it was really good. I'm just finishing up my blog post about that experience as well. But I realized how important the orange container, the seeds and the seeds and the olives and things like that are for you and for your body, and I think they're really good. So I try not to skip out on the orange container, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense with the recipe, so I might just eat like an orange container of sunflower seeds or some olives or something like that. But so sometimes it doesn't get listed, but I always try to make sure that I get it in, because I do think that container of healthy fats is a very important container. Okay, Swedish meatball stroganoff. So oops, that will also go to Wednesday. I wonder if they're gonna have practice. Okay, so I've already got most of Wednesday done because I'm copying my breakfast and my snack and my afternoon snack. So then this one, okay, so then the other thing that I was looking for on my food list was, I have a spaghetti squash. I bought a spaghetti squash a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I bought two, but I bought two and I didn't eat one of them, so I need to go ahead and make it. So I was looking in the index to see if there were any spaghetti squash recipes, and I found spaghetti squash fritters, and that one's a half a green, a half a yellow, and a blue. That's not really, or 1.5 green, a half a yellow, and a blue. That doesn't really fit any of my containers, so then I thought I found, that's just spaghetti. Okay, and I think I found like spaghetti squash boats on Fixate Volume 1. And that didn't really sound good to me. So I went to the internet, and one of the websites that I like to get recipes from is Confessions of a Fit Foodie. She does a really good job of breaking out the different container counts, and I love that she uses Crock-Pot and Instant Pot, instructions for both, and her recipes have been really, really good. So I looked up a spaghetti squash for her, and so this one has 2 greens and half a red and half a blue, which, okay, so I'll adjust my blue earlier in the day maybe. Maybe add a little bit more meat to the recipe. And then if I have too many greens, especially coming off of To Be Mindset where we were veggies most, I don't think it's going to hurt to have a little extra green in there. So I'm probably going to go with this recipe here. So it is the simple spaghetti squash with meat sauce. And then I might add like a pita bread or something like that as my yellow. That is my thinking as of right now. Or I might add some actual noodles. We'll see. Mix them in together. Spaghetti squash with meat, sauce, oops, and like a pita bread. Maybe that makes sense. Okay. And then copy, I will have that Thursday. Okay. So that was kind of all the pre-done things that I had thought about. So my son wanted Swedish meatballs. I wanted to make chili for Super Bowl, and then we need to eat that spaghetti squash. So I'm left with what's on here. So the linguine with red clam sauce. No one really likes that except for me, so I'm not gonna make that unless I'm here by myself. Okay, and then that on Friday will be out. I can take carrots and hummus and grapes with me. I can have my Shakeology in the car. Perfect. And then I can grab a chicken wrap out. You can get like a grilled chicken wrap at a restaurant. That's not hard. Okay. So I really just need a Thursday meal. So what have we done? We've done meat. Have we done any chicken yet? Let's see. So I'm just going to go through here. Ooh, someone was telling me this was really good. This would be a good one to make. Okay. This is good for a Thursday night. Sometimes on Thursday nights we just have leftovers. And maybe we might do that. But that might be a good idea. Well, I'll put this on the menu, and then if we don't eat it, then maybe we can eat it on Saturday for lunch. That's probably what I'll do. Yes. Okay, so someone was telling me this is really good. The Overstuffed Turkey Club with mayo. And I think I bought the stuff to make this one time, and I never made it. So I will make that. Overstuffed Turkey Club with mayo, and that's from Fix8, and it is a red, yellow, green. I feel like it should have an orange in it because of the olives, but we'll see. Okay, and so I'm not gonna have that on Friday, but we will need something to eat on Saturday. And that would be a good thing if we're out at the soccer field, or we are out at where else are we going? To the football field that we can take with us. Okay, and then so it looks like on Saturday I flip things around to where I do have my red, yellow, and green, and it looks like I'm working out in the morning. Okay, so I might have to play with these time things to fit my current time schedules, but that is okay, and that will work. All right, and that's it. We're done. That is my week of meals. Okay, so a little bit more all over the place than I have been in the past, but the meal cards make it easy going in and pulling up the old templates. Feel free to go in there. If you're in A, then you just have to take away a couple containers. If you're in plan C or above, you just have to add some containers, and it's easy to do that as well. It's just always nice to have a starting point to say, okay, well, what did we think we want to have this week? But I will work on formatting this correctly and getting it up on the blog for you. But if you have any questions about time nutrition or portion fix or the meal planning color combo cards or meal plan templates, anything like that, feel free to reach out and let me know. But other than that, I will look forward to seeing you again. I think next week, so for January, I pretty much did these at 8 o'clock. But I think I'm going to move them a little bit earlier to 7:30 because 8 o'clock is late. I am tired. I usually am putting my son to bed in like a minute. So I'm going to move that up a little bit and hope to see you then.